Hey everybody, it's Dr. Waters here with Platte River Foot and Ankle Surgeons, here with another one of our awesome patients, Tammi. Tammy's here, thanks for coming down.
Yes, you're welcome.
Today we're talking about big toe joint, some different things that happen with the big toe joint, and Tammi came and saw us for that. So I'm gonna let her tell her little pieces of your backstory.
So I had a terrible time with corns on my feet. And every shoe I wore, they would hurt. My feet would hurt. So I finally gave in, and everybody scared me half to death because they told me I'd never wear my boots again.
Yeah.
So I came and seen Dr. Waters, and fortunately, we've got both feet done now.
Yeah.
And everything's going great.
Tell a little bit more, because we deal with patients that have corns all the time. Like, that's one of the most common things. So more detail, like what kind of corns did you have? Were they painful?
They were very painful.
Okay.
And then my bunions on both feet even made them worse.
Right. Where were the corns at? So patients.
In between my toes and
Yeah.
on the side of my toes.
Yeah. So the toes were kind of rubbing
Yes.
together from the bunion, right?
Yeah.
And then that can get really painful corn in between there. So did you try anything like before, like you came and saw me?
Yes,
Or what?
I tried a lot of corn pads.
Corn pads.
Um,
Your thoughts about corn pads? Because I get patients that talk about those all the time.
it wasn't worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just got to the point where I couldn't do anything with them.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So corn pads. What else? Other things might you've tried?
I tried the little cushion sleeves.
Yeah.
That really didn't help.
Yeah. So tell me, did having those corns, did that change like shoes that you could wear or things you might want to do because of the pain or anything like that?
Riding horses, it would bother my feet really bad.
So did you ever choose not to ride horses because you knew it would
No.
bother the feet? That's okay. Good. So, but there was some impact on your lifestyle then, right?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't matter what shoe I wore, they hurt.
You had some pain, yeah. So that's very common to see that. And people don't realize when you get that bunion deformity, which is where that big toe kind of starts to push against that second toe. And if those start rubbing together, you'll get those really painful corns.
Yes, and they were.
And I think you talked about, those are the things people try before they come and see me generally. Just tell everybody, what were some of the things that you and I talked about real briefly, options for you?
We tried the lotion to soften them up.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it helped to soften them up, but they're still sore.
yeah.
And then we talked about surgery then.
Yeah. So I talked about, there were a few options, but I wanted to keep that big toe over there away from that
Yes.
second toe. That was my big concern. Like, I wanted something that would keep it over there and you wouldn't have to worry about it. So we talked about fusion, right? And
Yes.
so lots of people, when we talk about bunion surgery, commonly patients are worried that there's this really extensive recovery. How quickly were you walking after surgery?
Right away.
Yeah, right away, right?
I walked out of the
so-
hospital.
Right, yeah, that's what I thought, right? So walking right away in the boot, right? How quickly were you able to return, like go back to work or?
Right away. I went back the next day.
But you have a sit-down job, right?
Right.
Yeah, but sit-down jobs, generally can go back to work almost, over the weekend or whatever, just as long as your pain's under control. We kept her in the boot for 6 weeks, and like she said, I think we've done both sides now, right? So
Yeah.
better? Is everything's better?
Yes.
Yeah. Corns are gone or
Yes.
not painful at least anymore?
There's no corns anymore.
Yeah, so that's the beauty of corns, and I think one thing that patients don't realize, if we get rid of what's rubbing or what's
Yes.
causing the corn will go away. And so there are some good surgical options for corn, something as simple as corns. Well, good. So are things better?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful now.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear. So
Even though I scared half to death when I wanted to do it.
that's normal. Surgical apprehension is totally normal to be scared, to be nervous. And so if you're like that, you've got something that's really been bothering you for a long time, but you're just nervous, come and see us. Like we talked about with Tammi, there's lots of options. Surgery is not the only option, but if I think that's the way we can solve the problem for you, I'll make sure we have a good discussion about that. So were you happy with everything, staff, everything?
Yes, everything was wonderful.
Awesome, good.
So
So any issues, bunions, corns, anything like that, come and see us. We'd love to see you. Thanks for coming down.
Yep.
Yeah,
thank you
awesome.
guys for everything.